back, and this is part 5 of this fun video animated ranking series. Coming in at number 30 is the movie Up, and I gave Up a 6 out of 10. Up is most people's favorite, like one of their favorite, it's higher up on most people's ranking lists. I do gotta say that. But the first like 10 minutes of the film is probably the best part of it, just like everybody else's, but it is true. And then it falls kind of short in a way throughout the rest of the film. The villain, to me, it just feels like the villain almost like appears too fast, and we really don't get enough like background or in-depth information on the villain. The villain, I gotta say, I don't know, they rush to the villain at the end too fast, in my opinion. The music is good. The giant bird, Kevin, he's hilarious. Russell, the little scout boy, yep, he's cute, I like him too. And Carl, he's kind of a fun, crabby old guy, but he lightens up as he gets to know Russell. And it is a fun adventure. I really like the idea that Pixar did with the balloons on the house and the floating house. And little side note, I do really like seeing like the Up merchandise when I've gone into like the Disney store, when the Disney store was open at the Mall of America. So I think I got the ornament. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty certain I have an ornament with the Up house with like the balloons on it, because I do really like that scene where the house starts to take off. It's one of my favorite scenes. Next up is number 29, and that is the movie Robots. That is a 6 out of 10 as well. I would say I never hear people really talk about the movie Robots, but it's got high rewatchability for me, in my opinion. I do like the humor in it. I think when it just got released, it didn't really like hit it didn't get a lot of popularity from what I'm gathering. But I really do like the movie Robots, so yeah, go check out the movie Robots. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Robots. Just comment down below if you've seen the movie Robots. I feel like it's an underrated film, but it's a good one. Next up is number 28, and that is the movie Zootopia. And for this ranking, I gave it a 6 out of 10, but in the past, when I first watched it, I gave it a 9 out of 10. So it probably falls, if I was going to do a smaller ranking list, it would fall anywhere between like a 6 and like a 9, so probably like a 7 to an 8. I do really like the whole message and the whole story and the adventure in Zootopia, and the music. I do really like the music in Zootopia as well. It is a solid film. Next up is number 27, and that is How to Train Your Dragons 2. And from what I can remember when this one came out, I actually thought I would like the second one better than the first one, but after some consideration, that has obviously changed. From what I can remember, the second one is a little bit more of an adventure. You meet more dragons in the film. And it is just another solid film. Are you going, Buster? Hi, buddy. Okay, next up is number 26, and I might get bashed for putting this one lower on the list as well, but it is Ratatouille. I gave Ratatouille 6 out of 10 in this ranking, but I would obviously give it higher if it was just a Pixar ranking list, but I'm considering a lot of animated studios, so that's why it had to fall a little shorter. And when Ratatouille first came out, I was young. I didn't really care for it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't care for it. I thought it was more of a boring, more like a grown-up like film, but over the years this film has grown on me. Like most people say, it is a solid film. It does lag in some parts of the film, but it is a solid story. I like the dynamic between, oh man, what's their names? Oh, Remy. Yeah, Remy the rat, and I can't remember. So comment down below if you remember the guy's name in it. I can't remember. But I do like their dynamic and their relationship. And I am, over the years, I've got more into been inspired by cooking and been wanting to learn how to cook more. So, and it's Disney, so I gotta say, just over probably the next few years here and from here on out, I might like it even more. So it's one of those films that has been growing on me. Next up is number 25, and that is Incredibles 2. And I gave that a 6.5 out of 10. I do like the second Incredibles more than the first one, even though the villain is way more predictable, but I like how Mrs. Incredible had more of the main role and more of like the family like dynamic, and the Jack scene, the whole thing with Jack is probably one of my favorite scenes in all of Pixar or all of animated history. It's just I don't know, I really like the second Incredibles movie, except the villain is way too predictable. Next up is number 24, and that is The Little Mermaid. I gave that a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't, when I was growing up, I didn't really watch The Little Mermaid as much as some of the other Disney princesses movies. My sister did, though. My sister watched The Little Mermaid a lot more than I did. Probably my favorite part of The Little Mermaid, Ursula, is probably one of the best Disney villains, I gotta say that. And Little Mermaid has some of the best music of all like animated films, and it is a solid story. I do like Ariel and Flounder. I think they're one of the best like Disney duos as well. Next up is number 23, and that is Monsters University. I gave that a 6.5 out of 10. I really like how, I don't know, some people say it's one of those unnecessary films in a way, and I do see that, but I really like seeing how Mike and Sully met at college. I do kind of like the whole aspect thing with the monsters at the university at college, and I like the monster like games, like this, like the whole like monster competition thing to find out what team is scariest or whatever. So I really do like the whole like story and the pacing of Monsters University. Next up is number 22, and that is Frozen, and I gave that a 6.5 out of 10 as well. It is a solid film. Let It Go is a classic, but the song Let It Go is classic, but yeah, it's like overplayed too much. I would say they went over the top with Frozen like merchandise, but it is a solid story. I like the dynamic between Anna and Elsa and Olaf. I love Olaf. Olaf is one of my favorite side characters in all animated films. So it is another good film, and the music is really good. I just get tired of the Let It Go song at times. And the final film in part 5 is number 21, and that is one of the newest films in Pixar, and that is Soul. I gave Soul a 6.5 out of 10 as well. Soul is a film like kind of like Ratatouille where it has to grow on me. I've watched it 2 times all the way through and then on and off like another time. I do have the DVD. I like the cinematography or like the animation of the characters, the whole like concept of the film. I do really like. I like how it's more. The music is more jazz, like bass. I think it's more. I don't know. It's like relaxing in a way. And I do prefer it over Inside Out. I do gotta say that. So that is all the films in part 5 of my animated ranking list, and we will see you in part 6. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, click that beautiful red subscribe button, and we will see you in part 6. Peace out. Bye!